Happy Tom Ford Tuesday, where Tuesdays I dedicate to Tom Ford beauty. So I'm sure we all do, but I have a few of my go-to hit it hard eye color quads when it comes from Tom Ford. I have a few, I have a few eye color quads, but there are just the select few that are like way up in the front, They get priority. They're just favorites. And unfortunately, they decide, hey, we're going to discontinue that. And I don't care. And they do. And since then, I've somewhat been on a little bit of a side quest, trying to not dupe nor replace, but more so find an option that I feel is worthy enough of that Tom Ford status, good enough to compare and share with you. But guess what? This comparison came as a request from one of you, and I love that so much. So as always, keep your requests coming, your great comments, all the things. So Mink Mirage, Cocoa Mirage, the mattes, the basics, the colors we love and use, you know what I mean? This is my baby. I really, really enjoy this palette, and I'll always tell you the story. And the story is that I got this right in the nick of time. I was on Cost Bar and I was like, oh, I don't have that. What a great color story. Add to cart, check out, got it. Went back to make links to share with you guys and it was gone. I don't get it. So it was requested that I share. I know, hold on. The Makeup by Mario. I first looked at this and I was like, okay, I get it. And this is a great little palette. So today we're gonna compare, we're gonna see, we're gonna check it out, we're gonna find out. I'm gonna create a look with both and we're gonna see them side by side. How do they perform? How do they apply? All the details, all the things. Let's get into it, shall we? Oh my gosh, that was some intro. So here we are yet again, back to talking about my one true love, my Mink Mirage from Tom Ford. Honestly, again, I want to reiterate that I'm not here to dupe this palette, and I'm sure many of you will say, oh, Monique, you can find colors like that anywhere. You could. Oh yeah, 100%. But it's the formula for me and them in this layout, just everything about this. Okay? So leave me alone. I'm not trying to replace her. I just want to be able to share options in this range, okay? But anyway, since it's been continued, I have just kind of been keeping my eye out. And if I feel that I see something quality-wise, just all the levels of Tom Ford-wise worthy enough to share with you, or requested, as we are today, I want to share it with you. So up for consideration and comparison, today we are going in with the forever favorite, amazing Mink Mirage and the Makeup by Mario Master Mattes, the neutrals. This is a great little palette. And I do like how compact this is, and you literally get so much. You're getting so much in a nice compact package. Everything, little palette. He recently came out with liquid eyeshadows, and I thought that a lot of the colors of the liquid eyeshadows were comparable to the colors in here. And then I'm saying, wait a minute, imagine Tom Ford gave us liquid eyeshadows with just these basics. Amazing. That would be great. Wishful thinking. Yeah, I know. But sometimes we don't realize how powerful this is. So I'm just going to put it out there, okay? So let's find out. Will this stack up as a worthy stand-in for the moment for Mink Mirage? So let me quickly share with you that this is, again, the Makeup by Mario Master Mattes. And this is an all matte neutral palette with 12 shades. Literally everything in this little guy. I think this is an awesome, all-around good palette. It's designed to be buildable, blendable, and give you that modern take on classic neutrals. And this really is a go-to option for anyone who just loves those go-to type of shades, but with variety, because you're getting variety in this thing. Now, when it comes to my Tom Ford Mink Mirage, I really truly find this to be such a creamy matte formula and pigmented. Yes. So let's swatch side by side. I'm not going to swatch this whole entire palette, but I am going to swatch the colors that I feel are close enough and comparable enough to our beloved. The older Tom Ford quads, I'm telling you, their formula is not the same as the new ones. The new ones are great, okay, but there's something different about the older Tom Ford quads to the new ones. Look how creamy and gorgeous. Hello. So I'm gonna go this way so I can truly put them side by side. I know you're looking at it and you're like, that's what you're going crazy over? It's so basic. Yes, nothing wrong with loving some basics, okay? And this is the basic of basics. But you get a lot of multifunction with this. I have traveled with just this palette, and I was able to go in with this shade very lightly to bring warmth and contour and structure back to my face, and then do a little something on the eyes. You're able to just go in with this darkest black shade, because this is a beautiful pigmented black shade, and do a wing, call it a day. You can go in with the lightest shade and brighten up. Listen, you get it, okay? A little swatch refresh of Mink Mirage. And again, you saw that was one swipe. One swipe, creamy matte pigment. So just by looking at the Mario palette, I'm looking at this lightest shade, we'll compare that. And then this shade down here. That's the closest. I mean, that thing looks very similar, would you say? Now this third shade here, this pretty chocolate from Tom Ford, I am thinking that we need to try this shade from Mario and this one. But I kind of feel like that one. Anyways, we'll do both. And then the darkest. I totally see why you see Mink Mirage in this. I get it. So let's. I'm going to do this first. And then this. And then we'll do the dark. And then we'll do the black shade afterwards. But here we go. The Makeup by Mario palette. These are very creamy as well. Smooth, okay? All the things. But they don't feel like the Tom Ford. I can just tell you, based off of the texture, I touch a lot of makeup. Often. So yeah, this is great, but it's not the Tom Ford in touch and feel. So let's swatch right beside. Just by these first two swatches, you can see the texture is a bit different. Yeah. All right, so for the third shade, I'm going to go this way just because I have two of them. And I kind of want to see which one. And then I'm going to go back in for the black shade. Nicely pigmented, very smooth to the touch. We're going to swatch you right here. Here we are. I think we can all agree that the darker option for Mario suits the Tom Ford a bit better. And look how pigmented this black is. Yes. Now I will say, the first two shades are very extremely close. Bottom line is you put these on the eyes, you won't be able to tell. But because we're really honing in, diving in, you can tell that this Mario one is a bit lighter. The Tom Ford has a different tone. This one is a lot more of a white base versus the Tom Ford. And then the Mario with this is a little bit different in tone as well. It's very close, almost undetectable. And then you can see also right away that the Makeup by Mario black is a lot more intense and pigmented. So I'm going to create a look with each on each eye, and let's see. We're going to keep this nice and fair, and I'm calling in my Sigma switch. I love this little thing. So I'll be using the exact same brushes for both palettes, but in between I will clean it off on my Sigma switch. Please hold. There's just something about a beautiful matte look that I love. So yeah. Okay. I have here this is a CHIKUHODO GSN 10. I'm going to go into this really pretty rich chocolate brown. And look at that. And yeah, you got some kick up. This is a great finely milled texture, very smooth. So I'm gonna just tap the excess. And I'm gonna start off by placement. I'm gonna keep this on the outer eye mostly. And the best part about going in with a fluffy brush is you're gonna get a nice diffused deposit of color and also holding down here, so you're not putting a lot of pressure, especially when you're going in for those smoky-esque looks, darker colors, if you will. All right, so now I'm just gonna blend in my crease, nice and easy. I'll tell you, working with the Tom Ford formula, working with the Tom Ford quads, you're not really doing too much. You feel good, you know? You're not gonna sit here for a long time working, blending, patchy, none of that. No. And as I was just talking, we're pretty much done. And that's the beauty of good old Tom Ford. All right, we blended beautifully, nicely. Boom, boom, boom. Now, so I'm cleaning off my brush so we can use the exact same brush on the Makeup by Mario palette. We're in agreement that the darker of the two from Mario goes better with the Tom Ford, right? Okay, cool. So that's this shade right here. I'm gonna pack that on the brush the same way I did. And as you can see, we picked up nicely and we got a little bit of kick up. It's eyeshadow. It's gonna be okay. And we do the exact same thing. I'm gonna pat for placement and then blend and build. But remember, when I went in with the Tom Ford, I went in once, I didn't go back in. I can tell you right away that I'm gonna have to go back into the Mario. And that's fine. That's fine. Or is it? I'm gonna go pick up some more. The colors are very close. Remember, I said that you're probably not even going to be able to tell once you get them on the eyes. So I picked up a bit more from the Mario. So that's my third time going in. You saw again with the Tom Ford, I went in one time and I was able to do what I wanted to do right away. Who is texting me? I'm sure fellow moms can relate. You have to have your phone on, okay, when your children are not with you, because you just never know. Colors are nice, very similar, built up. But you saw with the Mario, I had to go in a couple times to get to where I wanted to go with the Tom Ford one go in, one dip in. Like, hello, okay. So, I mean, but that, again, that's not gonna change much for me personally. That's fine. Sometimes I prefer that. I feel like with the black shade, I might have to hold my tongue a little, but, you know, we'll see when we get there. But some eyeshadows, you're going to have to build up versus others, you know, okay, this is more pigmented. Let me start off and just use that. And you get it. Anyways, first two darkest shades, looking good. Yes. Okay, so this is the SONIA G Mini Booster. It's a smaller brush because we're going to go in with the black shade. So let's go in with the Tom Ford, just touching. And we're getting product. And tap the excess. Personally, I like the Tom Ford's black because it's not as scary as like the Mario. This is a black that you can work with. It's not going to be too much too quick. So let's. This I'm going to place super close to the lash line. And then do a little soft V. I want it to be brown, but I just want to use all the shades. So I'm just lightly tapping to make a V on the outer eye. I love a good smoky eye, and this palette makes, oh, goodness gracious, gorgeous, gorgeous smoky eye. But for this look, I kind of don't want to go too crazy. Now, I'm going to lightly blend it because, again, I don't want it to be overpowered. So I want to mostly keep this on that outer eye. I'm going to clean that brush off so we can go in with the Makeup by Mario, which I'm a little nervous about because yeah, I've been saying it. That's definitely a way more pigmented black shade. All right, so let's lightly tap. Oh. Little touch of kick up, nothing to complain about. All right, I'm going to start very close. Start very close to the lash line. Yeah, and you can see this is way more pigmented. So I know I have to act accordingly. Wow. Yeah, this black is way more pigmented, and it's beautiful. So I'm just keeping that in that V for the outer eye. And just lightly blend in the crease, just a touch, not too much. The Tom Ford side, that black is a lot softer, and the Mario side, that black is bringing it, baby. Okay, I'm gonna go back into that CHIKUHODO GSN10 and back into the brown shade. Let's start off with the Tom Ford side. I'm gonna use this to blend the edges just a touch. Okay, beautiful, thank you so much. Clean off my brush and repeat with the Mario. Grab a clean fluffy brush. This happens to be one from SL Miss Glam. And really kind of diffuse the edges even more. I like where we're headed. I like where we're at. Really quick, I am going to grab this brush here. This is the Smudger 2 from SONIA G. While we're there, I'm going to grab this shade, just a touch. I'm going to put this right on the lower lash line. Clean that brush off. Go into Mario. I have two of the same brushes, but we're still going to be doing the same thing that we've been doing. So I'm going to take my Tom Ford number 11, and I'm going to do my inner highlight before I do my lid shade. That way everything can meld together. All right, so I'm going to take that and go into this lightest shade here, pack that on the brush, tap the excess, and go right in on my inner corner and bring this in to the beginning portion of the lid. Do you see just how beautiful and creamy and just smooth these Tom Ford shadows go on the eyes? Oh, it's gorgeous. So we've cleaned off the brush. Now let's go into the Mario. Pack that shade all over the brush. Tap the excess. And let's see, lightly on the inner corner. And bring it in. Yeah, that's totally, it's giving a totally different vibe. This is so much brighter as well. I'm going to clean the brush off just a little, see if I can soften it a bit. So I can actually wear this tonight, this look. Okay. I always personally, for my skin tone, love these shades, these tones to use to brighten up my eyes, you know? I just feel like they work a little bit better for me versus something so much brighter and more of a white base to it. But there we go. Okay, cool. So I've cleaned this brush off again. We're going into this shade right here. This is going to be the lid shade. And this is what I'm going to use to just sandwich everyone together, meld everyone together, and finish off the look. So tapped off the excess and finish up the lid shade. So I've grabbed the CHIKUHODO GSN10. I don't have any product, but I'm just going to use this to make sure that everything is melded and blended nicely. No harsh lines allowed. Cleaning off the number 11 from Tom Ford on my Sigma switch and into the Makeup by Mario palette, picking up that shade for the lid. So, does my theory of, oh, when you get it on the eyes, you won't be able to tell the difference, does that still stand? Pretty close. I have to go back into the Mario because I have that shade a little more down here than I do up top. So let's just build it, which is fine. Again, you have to build your shades. There's nothing wrong with that. It's just the formula. Go back into the CHIKUHODO GSN10, no product, and just use that to diffuse and blend and keep everything cohesive and nice and pretty. This is one of my favorite looks to create when I use this palette. Back in with the smudger brush from SONIA G, I'm going to go back into the black shade. And I'm going to just stamp this super close to my lash line. It's more for me than visuals, you know what I mean? I don't want to create a perfect like wing liner. I just want that depth right by my lash line. Clean that brush off and do the same thing with the Mario, but I'm scared because the Mario black is so intense, which is great. Powders for liner to be a little bit easier to work with. A little more forgiving, if you will. Go in with a black pencil in my waterline. I'm going to finish it up with some mascara, and then we'll talk, because I have some thoughts. I went in with one of the new Gloss Luxe from Tom Ford. Everything's going to be listed and linked down below, but I feel like it goes pretty good with the look. So, here we are. Makeup by Mario, Tom Ford. If I didn't tell you, would you be able to tell which was which, or even if this was like two completely different palettes? I'm hoping no, because I do want to wear this to dinner. All right, so we created our look. I let the shadows speak for themselves. Nothing truly replaces Mink Mirage, but I will say that this Makeup by Mario is a very good, modern, realistic and practical option to hold the spot for now. I think it's a good option. I think for all that you're getting an entire palette of beautiful basics that have a nice formula. I will say, I've had this palette, I use this palette. Some shades are way more intensely pigmented than others. Some shades you kind of have to go in and build them up to get what you're looking for, versus others that you go in and you're just like, whoa, 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 it's too much. So you kind of just have to know which one does that. But as you play with the palette, honestly, with palettes like this, and this is not to rag on the palette or talk bad about the palette, but with palettes like this, what I have noticed is I always end up pretty much going back to the same colors. Because the shades are so similar, the tones are just a little different here and there, you find your favorites and you constantly go into those. And that's why I've always loved my Mink Mirage, because It's just 4. It's just what I need, and every single one serves its purpose, and I can do all my things. These formulas, while both are very good, they are not comparable. Nope. Nope. There's something about this Tom Ford that is just so creamy and pigmented that the Makeup by Mario is not. And it's not to say that it's not creamy and pigmented. It's just a different formula. Just completely different. The formulas, even on the eyes, blend differently. Yes, the Mario blends, it's smooth, it's great, it's nice, but the Tom Ford, it's just effortless and smooth. Definitely a difference in the formula. You can feel it, you can see it. Yeah. With the Mario palette, you're getting that variety. You're getting the ability to create a look that you could with Tom Ford, but you're not getting the same formula. So that's that. This does not replace it, but it'll hold the spot for now. I hope to see we get something like this. A replacement something from Tom Ford. I mean, we've seen some nice new products recently that have been pretty good. So I'm optimistic, but we'll see. Thank you for requesting this, and thank you so much for being here. Let me know what we think. Let's talk. Let's talk about it. Comment down below. I look forward to it. Thanks for hanging out with me today. Happy Tom Ford Tuesday, everyone. If you liked today's video, let me know. Give me a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't. Stay beautiful, guys. I will see you very, very soon.